We're in Dearborn. This is the call of prayer that goes off 5 times a day here in the United States. Would you like to hear this blasting through your neighborhood? They don't have a choice of whether they hear this or not.
Well, it's official. Fox News and I think MSNBC and CNN and CBS and all these freaking stupid fake news channels, they've pretty much all called it at this point. Zoran Mamdani is now the mayor of New York City. Also, I think it's also important to remind you, the Virginia governor race was won by a Democrat woman, and the New Jersey governor race was won by a Democrat woman. Their names I freaking forget. I think the first one's name is Mickey, and the other one's name I forgot because, I don't live there, so I don't pay that much attention to their politics. Long story short, I'm on the Fox News Facebook feed right now, so I'm reading all of these comments from all of these people who pretty much already knew exactly what was coming. And I'm not going to make this too long because I'll have plenty of time to talk about this later, especially in the morning on my drive into the city, into the Mamdani town. But my thinking is, it's like, how many people couldn't have seen this coming? Did you really, there's a lot of people who, when I go on the ICE videos, because ICE has a channel on Instagram, and they're deporting people and they're arresting people and they're basically using Gestapo tactics. They have their faces covered up. They're going after people, shoveling them into vans, pushing people, throwing them down, blah, blah, blah. And my thinking is, it's like, what made you think that any of these races were going to be won by Republicans? We're currently in a government shutdown. I doubt the safety of air travel right now, but they keep trying to reassure us that air travel is safe. I'm looking at these video clips on Instagram and I'm seeing people who are at the airports and the lines are longer than I've ever seen the lines before because apparently TSA walked off the job because they're not getting paid. Now, Trump has got on and he's tried to blame the Democrats. It's the government shutdown. It's the Democrats. It's the Democrat government shutdown. And I'm like, nobody believes that. You could say that as much as you want. I'm sure your followers believe it, but nobody believes you. Everybody blames you. If the Republicans are in the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they pretty much have the Supreme Court, no, you're in charge. You're expected to govern one way or another. And it's kind of like with Zoran Mamdani, they're like, oh, yeah, well, he could promise all this stuff and these tax increases and he could promise all this stuff. But when he has to govern, that's when we'll see what's what. Well, guess what? Trump's in office for 3 years. He has to govern for the time that he's there. So my thinking is, you can't be in charge and then blame somebody else. That's like me driving the car and getting into a car accident and then trying to blame the passenger. It's like, it doesn't work that way. It's like, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. But all I can say, I foresaw this coming. I've been saying that this was going to happen for a long time. All of these people, they're trying, no, Curtis Sliwa, he's the only real New Yorker. He's going to take... And I'm like, and I'm looking at the results. Sliwa basically got a little over 7% of the vote. 7%. And Cuomo was down at 41%, while Mamdani got 50-something%, 50 point something. So basically, once all is said and done and every single vote is completely counted and it's all said and done, I'll say it like this. I think Curtis Sliwa deserves a lot of the blame for the people who think that Mamdani shouldn't have won. I think they should be blaming Curtis Sliwa. I pretty much understood Curtis Sliwa was not going to drop out because as far as he's concerned, why should I drop out? I'm the Republican candidate. You're a Democrat, Cuomo. Why should I drop out? It's like these people, the false news, fake news, whatever you want to call them, these people poisoned everybody against Cuomo. And I'm not going to say that Cuomo didn't deserve it. There's some things I think he deserves, some things I think he doesn't deserve. It's like if you listen to the older videos, I've defended Cuomo about COVID. Like I was in the car with one of my co-workers' husbands, and we went to pick up a television. And he was complaining. Now, this is a white man, Italian white man, and he's up there complaining about Cuomo. This was during COVID, by the way, during COVID quarantine. And I tried to reason with him. I'm like, yo, listen, what exactly was Cuomo supposed to do? You have a father. Your father is in this mental institution, and he had a father in the mental institution. Well, not the mental institution. It was a old folks home, right? And I'm like, what did you expect Cuomo to do? Did you expect the governor office to call your house and tell you, yeah, come get your father and take him back to your house? If your father or your parents are demented, the last thing you want is them in your house. They will burn down your house. They will get naked, run outside into the middle of the street. They will do all types of shit that you can't even imagine. And nobody wants these people in their house, even if it's their own parents, because the problem is they're too unpredictable and they need at-home care, which you most likely can't afford, right? So I tried to explain that to him, but I understood where he was coming from. He was just another white man who was sitting at home watching Fox News, listening to these Republicans and their rhetoric, and he let it get the better of him. Now, I'm not going to hold that against him, but I recognize where this comes from because I listen to the same thing he's listening to. The only thing about it is I don't let it get to me. But again, as far as this Mamdani thing, because I said I wasn't going to make this long, Mamdani has won. I knew he was going to win. And if you want to blame somebody, you can blame Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa damaged Andrew Cuomo's campaign as much as he could. And he did so much damage to him that in addition to the damage he did to himself, there was no way Cuomo was going to win this. I think personally, and I can't prove it, I think every night Mario Cuomo goes to sleep, the ghost of Big Daddy Mario Cuomo is eating at him. Like, could you imagine you're a son, you were the governor of a state after your father was the governor of the state, and you only won because your father's name recognition. And now you've lost everything. You lost the governorship. You had to give that up because the women said you grabbing their booty. And then you try to go run for mayor, which in my opinion is a tremendous demotion. That's like being a president and losing the presidency, and then you're trying to run for like city dog catcher. It's like that's a major demotion. But anyway, what happened? You lost. Cuomo claimed, oh yeah, well, if I lose and Mamdani wins, I'm going to leave the state and everything. I'm like, well, that just still looks bad on you. I mean, you're a New Yorker, you're losing, you lose, and then you're going to leave the state and you're going to go down to Florida? Well, as I've pointed out before, that was always the plan. These people make all their money up here in New York, and then they take themselves down to Florida where their income is not taxed, and they go down to Florida to retire in the warmer, nicer weather. The millionaires get those houses in Palm Beach and the Florida Keys and all that, like places I've never even seen some of those places. But the millionaires are down there driving the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and everything right up until a hurricane season hits, and then it wipes them all out, and then they have to rebuild it, everything. But I think that's just disgraceful. It's like you lose, and you're saying that you're going to leave and everything? Well, okay, fine. This is my simple message before I look at some of these comments. This is my simple message to everybody who claims that they're leaving and that they're going to another state. Listen, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, because we really need your apartments, your buildings, your houses, whatever. And the sad reality is these people can talk all shit they want. They're not going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. They're going to stay right here. They're going to be right here in New York. They ain't going nowhere. Why? Because most of them can't afford it. Now, there are some people who are leaving and were leaving anyway, the retirees. You got to understand, this is a very expensive place to live. My house, when I got it, $300,000. And the thing about it is the price of it, the value of it has doubled to like $600,000. And while that's good for me, or if I look at my parents, I was telling my mom this the other day. I was like, yeah, listen, your house was like 250 something thousand dollars when you bought it, but right now you could sell it for $800 or $900,000. It's like, yeah, if you had assets prior to COVID, you're doing pretty well now, probably, if you've been able to keep yourself afloat. But the simple fact is, most people can't afford to live here. Newlywed couples can't afford to live here unless they already had something before, like a house, or they already had a place to live. The starter houses, even if you tried to find a crack house that was run down, you wouldn't even be able to find that. A starter house right now here in New York City is like $600,000. You're not going to be able to start for $500,000. As far as I can see, that even if you could have gotten a 3% fixed mortgage, a $300,000 house is still going to cost you like close to $2,500 a month when you factor in mortgage, taxes, and insurance. And the simple reality is, it's like, nah, it's like these people were leaving anyway. I know people who've left and went to like Iowa and Ohio and Florida, I know people moved to Texas. One of my ex-girlfriends, she moved to Texas. It's like, in fact, I got cousins left. They went down to Atlanta and couldn't make it there, so then they moved over to like Oklahoma or some shit. The simple fact is, if you can't, what is that song? If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. Well, guess what? If you can't make it here, then you can't make it here. I'm sorry. This is like Darwinism in its purest form. If you can't survive this shit, it's just not for you. You can move over to Washington or Oregon or freaking Colorado or something like that. But anyway, let's look at some of these comments, because these people are hopping mad. Okay, let's see. What does he say? We'll just look at a couple, because I said I wasn't going to make this long. The forest was shrinking, but the trees kept voting for the axe. For the axe was clever and convinced the trees that because this handle was made of wood, he was one of them. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I got to give him a thumbs up for that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like that. Okay, a republic, if you can keep it, Benjamin Franklin. Okay, yeah, I'll give you a thumbs up for that. Welcome to the 51st annual Hunger Games. May the odds forever be in your favor. Okay, yep, you get a thumbs up. Gotham is going to need a real-life Batman. Okay. And the calls begin for real estate agents. Okay, yeah, you get a thumbs up for that. I'm in a good mood, so I'm going to give everybody a thumbs up. A hands-on learning experience for the youth of America. Grab some popcorn, take some notes. It's about to get interesting. Yes, it is. Okay, now the California U-Haul sales are going into full competition. Yes. I just kept picturing this is going to turn out how it did in Batman Begins, where the crazies take over the city and they have to destroy all the bridges to the island. Okay. Everyone who's moving from New York City, don't forget to write. Bye, Felicia. Yes. And I'm going to give him a happy face, because I like that. It's funny. He just replaced Gavin Newsom as Realtor of the Year. Ha, ha, ha. Best thing that could happen for Republicans. This guy is going to be a disaster. Grab your popcorn for when his voters show up with pitchforks when they realize he can't give them the free stuff. Yes, okay, that's very funny, yes. Okay, is it just me, or does Andrew Cuomo look like Mamdani after his first year in office? Yes, you get a thumbs up. 2 a.m. Truth Social temper tantrum. Oh, let me tell you something. When Elon Musk, when he finishes taking his ketamine and he gets his Twitter X thing in his hand, oh, he's going to be talking some serious. Let me tell you, you know what I anticipate? I think this week, this is what I anticipate is going to happen, since you can see that I can see the future. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is going to go into a tizzy, and in between his ketamine injections, he's probably going to be posting a lot of video clips of Muslims and Islamic people like in London and Europe tearing the place up or stabbing people or whatever it is. Now, never mind the fact that the British knife crime has already been up regardless without the Islam, without the Muslims and stuff. But I'm pretty sure that every single instance of some black person or some Muslim or something stabbing somebody, I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is going to be sure to post that since that's what he does. He's a racist, anti-Semite Afrikaner, and that's what he is. So, it is what it is, but whatever. In the words of Michael K., see ya. Okay, Uganda, next Democrat presidential main contester and possible president. What does it say? 2 East African countries would have produced 2 U.S. presidents. 1 black Kenyan and another Ugandan India. What's the message? That's an interesting comment. So we got... Well, no, first of all, I don't believe that Mamdani is a possible president. I've been saying it for a while. I think there's a good possibility Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is going to win. And I know there's a lot of people who disagree with me right away, but I want you to take a look at that Virginia race, and I want you to take a look at the New Jersey race. You got 2 women as governors right there. We got Governor Hochul right here in New York. Don't tell me it's outside the realm of possibilities, because then I would say that you're not being honest with yourself. Don't run to Texas. Yeah, don't worry. We don't want. It's too hot. The political entertainment just went to 10. I wonder what Charlie Kirk had to say about this. Well, I tell you, if he could plug up that hole in his neck, maybe you'd have something. All right, it's wild. His first job will be mayor of New York. That is an achievement, definitely. Never forget. Just turn to forget. Yeah, because they were trying to paint Mamdani as if he had something to do with 9/11. He didn't. He was basically a child when that happened. But anyway, the fact that Trump was this worked up for mayor tells me Mamdani was the right choice. Okay, well, it looks like the movie Escape from New York was a documentary and not just an action film. Listen, I live Escape from New York every single day at 2:30. So should we call Snake Plissken now or later? Ha ha ha. Every time I hear the name Zohran Mamdani, I think of that Adam Sandler movie I saw. I hate Adam Sandler. I'm giving you a thumbs down. Sorry. The mice do not understand why cheese in their trap is free. Okay, you spelled the wrong, but I see where you were going with that. You can only tell someone so many times not to put their paperclip in the electrical socket until you just sit back and laugh. I've already started popcorn. Yes. I knew I should have bought stock in U-Haul. Ha ha ha. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you can see the light. Okay, NYC just unlocked hard mode, okay? I'm just glad to see someone who wasn't born in the Middle Ages win it. Okay. U-Haul has entered the conversation. I think you meant U-Haul has entered the chat. I love it. Better get your U-Haul, Troy. Yeah, okay, we get it. Playing the Calliope circus music now. Like they say, they're teasing the tiger. I think it's tight, whatever. Everyone hold on to your cojones, whatever. How about dim apples? Dim as in Democrat, haha. The only way to learn is the hard way, right? You can take the horse to the river for some water, but you can't force the horse to drink. The Jacksonville Stock Exchange. Okay, now this is boring me. All right, so basically you get the point. Zohran Mamdani is the new mayor, and everybody have a good night.
The city has been getting screwed by the state, and that has to change, and the city has to be doing better.
Who was leading the state? It was you.
Governor Hochul.
You were leading the state for
Governor
10 years,
Hochul.
screwing the city.
We're in Dearborn. This is the call of prayer that goes off 5 times a day here in the United States. Would you like to hear this blasting through your neighborhood? have a choice of whether they hear this or not.
To be continued.